to begin, you're going to use a little bit of an oil because you want your fingers to move smoothly over her face. You don't want any bumps or so. So I'm using the same oil I used last week, which is the olive oil and the lavender. Now the lavender smells nice. It's always nice on the face. If, let's say, your client, you were doing this and your client came in because she had a sinus infection and it was killing her, allergies were killing her, or her sinuses or whatever, and she said to you, oh, you know, could you do the lymphatic drainage massage for me? You know, my sinuses are killing me. I would use a little bit of eucalyptus in there, but I would ask her, okay? But you have to be careful now because you are going into her eyes, so the eucalyptus could burn her. So maybe what you would want to do instead of doing that, because you're going to be in her eyes, you may just want to just put a little bit of eucalyptus maybe down here so she could be breathing it in. And you could just rub a little bit of eucalyptus over here, okay? And then she could be breathing that in and then still use this, because this is not going to bother her. The lavender will not bother her eyes. The eucalyptus can. All right, so I'm going to just pour some. I didn't heat it up or anything. I'm just pouring this on. So my hands are a little cold, I'm sorry. So I'm just going to go across.
In this case, let's say you had a client that really wanted it and was like, you know, I really need eucalyptus, it really helps me. Would you be able to maybe do like the eye pads maybe?
No, because you have to get in her eye. I'm going to show you how to do the exercise. And you'll just explain that to them if they want it. Say, well, the way this massage is done, I have to get into your eye. And you'll see what I mean. Okay. And if you need more as you go along, of course, you just put more oil, okay? Now, to begin, we kind of do a little tap potement around the eye. So you're just going to wake it up a little bit. Just move it, wake it. Plus, she's getting used to your touch. So now I want each of you to take your middle finger, and I want you to put your middle finger right here, where in your socket, right? You'll feel the bone, and you feel where there's like an empty spot, so you're going to feel the bone, and you're going to feel right where the kind of your eyeball is. So you're going slowly walk your finger up like this, across the top of the eyebrow. Done very slowly, very lightly. And you're going to walk it to the side, and then you're going to sweep it right down to the, right over here, where see where the side of her ear is. You're going to sweep it. You circle round, and you're going to do it again. Now this is a very relaxing massage. It's relaxing for her and it's relaxing for you too. Because there's really not much effort that you're putting in. When I say effort, I'm talking about it's not like a regular massage where you're putting your whole body into it.
Do we put this like in the face? Do we do this while we're doing the facial?
I'm sorry.
Do we do it while can we do this over?
No. It has to be when the facial's over.
After the facial?
When the facial's over. So, because the mask has to be off, everything has to be off. So now you're going to go to the other side. So you're not going to just work on one side at one time. You're going to go to the other side. Same thing with the finger. You're going to put your middle finger in there, and you're going to put a little pressure, and then walk.
You do one side at a time, you don't do both at the same
No.
time?
And if you notice, I try not to let my hands leave her. So I always have my hands on her forehead, and when I'm circling her eye, when I come to the side. I'm just circling, see? So I'm not lifting my fingers, I'm not lifting my hand, because when every time you take your hands off a client and put it back on, it's annoying. You want to keep that flow, you want it to be nice, and you want them to feel comfortable. So now I would place my finger here again, and now I would take and very gently sweep. But you see how slow? It's very slow. It's very, the only time I'm putting any pressure is when I have my finger in here. Other than that, everything is just very gentle and very slow.
So when you stop at the area, not pressing at all?
I'm just sweeping the water there. I would take my fingers, now here you can do two if you want, okay? And you would press in here, same place, and now you can walk your fingers, side of the nose, right under the eye. See right over here, the high cheekbone, right under the eye. You're not going underneath the eye, you're going right under. So right here, like right in here. So you're pressing, and then you're gently pushing and walking. And then when you reach about here, that's when you're kind of sweeping the water, the fluid down. So that's what I was, like at the beginning of the class, what I was saying. A lot of the things, the advanced treatments that I show you are basic. There's no machines involved, and there are something that we can do with our license. They're so simple, and here with the eye. So from here, you're going to take the very corner of the eye with the middle finger, and you're going to now do the same thing. You're going to walk it and push and go to the ear. And then you're going to move in a little bit further. You're going to take your fingers like a V, and you're going to press one finger here on the side of the middle finger on the side of her ear. Remember where we pushed all the fluid with the next to her earlobe, and the other one you're going to put behind her ear. And the reason you're going to do that is because you're now going to go like this, and you're going to bring it down very gently right here to the bottom where you're going to feel her clavicle bone. You're going to feel her clavicle bone right underneath there, okay? That's where you're going to bring that fluid. So you're taking it, I'm pushing the fluid from here that we just deposited, and from behind her, the lymph node behind her ear, which I just brought up from her chin and her neck, and we're going to just sweep it very gently and bring it right under the bone of her clavicle. Now the sweeping, you could definitely do more than 10 times, because I don't want to bring the fluid back up, okay? So when I'm here, and I'm sweeping, right there, okay?
Okay.
So you can't see it because she has the blanket on and all, but I can feel her bones right here, so I'm stopping right here. I feel it, and that's where it meets, I can feel it. There's a little indentation right underneath, right? Because you have the,
Where they
like-
meet, right?
right.
And it has that little space
Correct,
right there?
right
there?
underneath that space, okay? Okay, so we did this 20 times, because I would keep pushing this fluid. That would be the one I would be doing the most. Now, you are going to, remember this is gonna be all flow, because I mean, I stopped about 20 times already to talk and all, but remember, you're doing this, it's all one flow. So now I would, from here, I would take my fingers, and you could use all your fingers if you want, and you're going to very gently sweep and bring it into her arms.
With those lymph nodes.
Same thing, sweep it across gently and bring it under her arms.
So you're sweeping, you're not like pushing?
No. It's very, very gentle movement.
And you don't have to lift up their arms for this or anything?
Just push it in there. It's fluid, so it's gonna move.
Okay.
And the important thing is to end, of course, with the armpits. The fluid has to make sure that you get it into the lymph nodes underneath her arms. Because whatever fluid you moved has to go in her lymph nodes underneath her armpits so that it can then
Go into
continue
the
along
vas.
its path, right, to be eliminated from the body. And with this, when you're doing a lymphatic drainage facial massage, you start, of course, with the head, top of the head, like we started, and we're pushing it down. So you're pushing it all down, away from her face, and then into her lymph nodes in her arms. So now this, of course, would be the end, but I wouldn't just lift my hands up. So now I would just bring my hands back up, because it's always nice to end a massage, no matter what it is, in a nice manner. So just do like a little bit of an effleurage on top of the head. It's going to also let her know that the massage is almost over. And of course, then you could do just a little bit of a pressure on the pineal gland. You could do that and just release, okay? And then of course you would say to her, I hope you enjoyed that. And did you?